An interesting topic. We've been discussing it. We discussed it yesterday. It's still raging online. We're going to discuss it right now, which is the H-1B visas.
Well, folks, Fox and the Friends of Fascism today took a page straight out of 1984 in their attempts to get sued yet again, this time, though, by George Orwell's estate for copyright infringement by recreating his famous work of fiction in real life. Because in this breaking story, accompanied by humiliating and dystopian footage, they tried ever so cringily and carefully to tiptoe around the minefield that has erupted in the ongoing MAGA civil war between oligarchic fascist billionaires trying to import cheap labor to the country via H-1B visas, thus completely backstepping on Trump's plans to deport illegal immigrants who are taking all the jobs, and the rest of the MAGA base that think only white people should get white-collar jobs like the Bible says, right? I think that's what the Bible says. I don't really know. Much like Trump and his MAGA base, I've never read it.
I'm wondering what one or two of your most favored Bible verses are and why.
I wouldn't want to get into it because to me that's very personal. You know, when I talk about the Bible, it's very personal, so I don't want to get into verses.
So, at the risk of most of our brain cells, let's take a deeper look at Fox News trying to squirm their wormy little way around not pissing off their supreme leader, Donald Trump, or his puppet master, Elon Musk, or their entire single brain-celled maggot hive mind of an audience by trying to precariously tiptoe around this minefield of a show, shall we?
So Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy coming out strong, saying they believe this is the way to keep America competitive in tech world. But a lot of other people saying, hey, wait a minute, this H-1B visa program has been abused. A lot of Americans would like these entry-level coding jobs that are going to a lot of people that are coming from other countries with the incentive, of course, that they eventually will get a green card and be able to bring their family members over. And people saying these people are qualified, sure, but we have people here in America. Donald Trump weighed in on this, which left a lot of people confused because he seemed to have been against some of the abuses of this program earlier.
Right, so Donald Trump saw that the relationship between Republicans was getting rocky. And so, from his own wise experience from his own relationships, he decided to add fuel to the fire.
Here he is saying to the New York Post, I've always liked the visas. I've always been in favor of the visas. That's why we have them. I have many H-1B visas on my properties. I've been a believer in H-1B. I've used it many times. It's a great program. Charlie, what do you make of this?
Yeah, I think the distinction here, though, is that, the idea, as you pointed out earlier, the idea of having a program that allows an Elon Musk to come into the country, I don't think anybody has a problem with that. And certainly Donald Trump doesn't have a problem.
Oh, I can think of a handful of people who would have a problem with that.
He's owned by the Chinese Communist Party. What are you talking about? Tesla, his only thing of real value is Tesla. He uses it for margin loans. He sells the stock. The Shanghai joint venture is 100% controlled by the CCP. This is why he never goes after the CCP. This is why he always backs off. This is when they had the protest. They had the protest about the lockdowns of COVID. He will not do it. Elon Musk is a total and complete phony.
The problem with the program is that it's been so abused and turned into a system where it is designed for big tech employers to get maybe not cheap labor, but cheaper labor.
And indentured servitude.
Yes.
When you come in through an H-1B visa, you have to remain employed with who employed you to come over.
Right. Let's just nonchalantly refer to the indentured servitude that H-1B visas actually impose on their foreign recipients. H-1B visa recipients actually have to train new people that come into their role before they are allowed to leave off of their visa. But sure, let's just keep watching the three white people who were born into their privilege talk about how other people don't deserve it.
Yeah, and you have no control over it, and you are indebted to them for perhaps a lifetime. And of course, these are the very abuses that the first Trump administration tried to clean up, and I think successfully did clean up.
Not entirely sure, and we should fact check that. I'm not entirely sure if you have to remain with that company.
I think it's for a period of time.
For a period of time. And I think you're right. I think the term you used is correct. But I think the ultimate thing is you have to remain, people they're not just coming for the salary. they're coming for the opportunity to stay here
Sure.
and then chain migration.
Yikes, she won't even repeat the word indentured servitude and then is trying to like back it up as if it's a good thing because maybe you'll get a chance for a green card. Here, we'll throw them out like a lottery and you pavos can pick them up from the ground. Like a Mr. Beast competition and one of you gets to stay. But careful not to upset the powers that be, right?
Hopefully bring their family members over. Elon Musk weighed in on this. He says, the reason I'm in America, along with so many critical people who built SpaceX, Tesla, and hundreds of other companies that made America strong, is because of H-1B. Take a big step back and blank yourself in the face if you're against it. I don't understand.
He's doing a line from Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder. And
first, take a big step back and literally your own face.
You pointed this out, Rachel. I saw this on your X feed yesterday, and it was really good. Nicole Shanahan, who was RFK's running mate for a while, and she's a Silicon Valley veteran. She weighed in, and it was a really long thread where she explained the pros and the problems with the H-1B visa system. So here's what she said, at least in part. She said, I take issue with some of the discourse I read online today suggesting lazy American culture is the main driver for why we need to continue the H-1B program. I agree with her on that. She said, let's be real, tech companies getting massive breaks on cheap labor at the expense of the American way of life is predatory. Blaming our culture for why American STEM grads don't take underpaying jobs is ridiculous and insulting.
And that last 10 seconds there, folks, was about all the honesty we are bound to see from Fox News for the entire 2025 fiscal year. So, be happy that it came sooner than later. But then again, don't count on ever seeing it again.